Hey, good morning, good evening. Uh, can you just confirm, like, are you able to see the Microsoft Teams now, or any other screen, or any Windows screen, or which screen is visible to you guys? The Microsoft Teams one?
Yeah, I can see the teams.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. We'll just get started in a few minutes.
Hi everyone.
Hey, good morning once again. We'll just wait for a few minutes so that the session will get started. Just two to 3 minutes more. We'll get started. Um, okay. Mm, we'll get started. Just give me a few seconds from now. Hope you guys are able to hear me clearly. At the same time, I hope you guys are able to see the screen as well.
Yes, we see it.
Yes, Krush.
Okay. So, okay. So, my name is Krushik. I mean, I have around 15 years of experience in IT, specifically into performance and automation. Uh, so, I'll be trainer for this batch, LoadRunner, which is one of the performance testing tool. So, um, I already pinged, in the groups that you guys joined, in the WhatsApp groups that you joined. So I'll touch base with all of you, going forward as well. Um, so if you want, you can just save my number and you can always reach out to me for any queries. So for today, this is the agenda. So since LoadRunner is one of the performance testing tool, so we just need to understand a bit about what is performance testing, and then we will discuss about the LoadRunner architecture, and we will also um, discuss about a sample or a simple record and replay of how the tool can be utilized to generate the scripts. And we'll also go through the course content, and then we'll discuss all the queries that you guys have. So after completing each of these points, we can take a pause for 1 minute or 2 minutes and discuss the queries. Or else you can just make a note of all the queries and we can discuss at the end. That is also fine. Or if you feel that you will forget the questions, you can always post the questions in the chat, so that we can discuss at the end again. So without any further delay, so let's get started with our first point of the agenda, that is what is performance testing. So before going there, um, so we need to understand what is software testing first. Um, so in the IT, we have different tools and technologies that different teams will work. So I mean there is one space in the IT that is for testing. So in the software testing, okay, so we have functional testing and non-functional testing. So where exactly is this performance testing coming from, and how is it different from the other types of testing? So first we'll try to understand functional testing. So functional testing, as the name indicates, so it is all about testing the functionality of the application. Okay, so for example, let's say this is the application, and if I ask you to test the login functionality of this application, generally what will you do? So you launch the application and then you enter the username and password and you click on login button. So if the username and password are valid, then it will navigate to home page, right? So that is testing the functionality of the application, right? It's kind of a login functionality. Now here, um, if you see the definition, it is all about testing the functionality of the application. Okay, so to test these sort of functionalities, we have functional testing teams, that is like manual testing teams, where the functional or manual testers will take the requirements from the client, understand those requirements and test all of those requirements. Okay, like one such example is the, let's say for this application, is to test the login functionality. So um, generally we enter valid username and password, and we also verify invalid username and valid password, invalid username and invalid password, and all those combinations we verify generally, okay, if you want to test it. Now from performance perspective, our performance testers will be more interested in knowing or finding out how much time it is taking to log in. So the same scenario, if I ask the performance tester to test, let's say I'll ask, hey, can you test the login functionality of this application and let me know your findings? Then the performance tester will launch the application, then enter the username and password like this, and click on login button. Okay. And it will navigate to this home page, right? So performance tester will be more curious to know how much time it has taken to navigate to this page. So once I enter username and password and click on login button, so performance testers will be more interested to know how much time it has taken to navigate to this page, right? So let's take a generic example other than the software. So for example, there is a lift or an escalator, right? In some places we call lift, or in some places we call escalator. So let's say mm, the lift is on the ground floor, and you entered into the lift and press 3. What should happen? The lift or an escalator should go to third floor. That is the functionality of it, right? Because you press 3, it should go to third floor. Okay. Now, when you press 3, okay, it will go to third floor. That is fine. But how much time it is taking to go to third floor? That is its performance, like how fast it is going to third floor. Okay. Now, continuation to the same point. What if one person is inside the lift, or what if the lift is having a full capacity? Let's say the capacity is 10 people, and let's say there are 10 people inside the lift now, and then press 3. How much time it is taking to go to third floor? So when the lift has a full capacity of 10 people, how it is performing? How much time it is taking to go to third floor? That is about finding the performance, right? Similarly, in in software, okay, let's take any banking application. The client will reach out to performance testers and say, they will ask, hey, can you do a performance testing of my bank application with 200 users? That means as a performance tester, we should we should provide our observations to the client by testing the application for its performance with 200 users. Okay. So all in all, functional testing is little bit different from performance testing. So if you see here again the slide, functional testing is all about testing the functionality, and we have manual or functional testers to do the task. At the same time, we have some functional automation tools as well, like Selenium, UFT. Nowadays we have Playwright, Cypress, and so many. And when it comes to the non-functional testing, it is more about looking at the non-functional aspects like performance, security, etc. Specifically to performance, we have some tools like LoadRunner, Jmeter, etc. Okay, so we in this particular course will be focusing on the performance testing concepts. Okay, and also we will learn the LoadRunner tool. Okay, these are part of non-functional testing. Okay, now you might get a doubt. Why is it so important to to get the performance testing done for every application? What happens if performance testing is not done? Okay, what happens if performance testing is not done? So when the client is not okay to do the performance testing and release the product directly to the market for the live users to use, it can have a direct impact on the business, financially as well. So for example, uh, there is one app. Okay, there is one, a grocery purchase app or something like that. Now the performance testing is not done for the application. Now you downloaded it, you started using it. Now just to search the different products like fruits or vegetables or whatever it is taking a lot of time. Okay, if you start searching fruits or vegetables, it is taking a lot of time to display all the fruits and vegetables. Okay, so that means the performance is not at all good. The performance is not at all good. There was no performance testing done for that application and directly released to the users. Okay, so the users will not be happy, right? So what the users will do, they will switch to some other application. That means there is a direct financial loss or the business loss to the client. That's the reason performance testing is very, very important. If you remember, I think in the year 2013 or 14, I don't exactly recollect the year. That was the first year, I guess, when the e-commerce, one of the e-commerce application, they announced a festival or a big sale for the first time. And let's say the big sale was at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. And then uh, when it started, the application did not respond properly, and it's almost crashed the very first time when they introduced this big sale or first festival sale kind of thing. Why? Because they did not do the performance testing for those many users. Normally, let's say daily 1,000 users will use that application. Let's say if you announce a festival sale or a big sale, obviously users will increase. That means, let's say on that day, 50,000 users access that application. Normally 1,000 or 3,000, 5,000 users will use. Let's say because it's a festival sale or a big sale, let's say 50,000 users access that application. What happened? The application did not respond. Okay, you might have seen these kind of issues in so many applications, right? You try to book a ticket, sometimes a train ticket or flight ticket or whatever it is. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to load the pages. Okay, so why? Because they might not have done performance testing, you know, for those many users. Okay, so which will have a direct impact on the business. Okay, so financially as well. So that's the reason every product which will be used by the end users or live users, real users, right, must undergo the performance testing phase. Without that, it is very risky to release directly in the market. Okay, so if someone is asking why performance testing is important, if it is not conducted, then applications might face problems like slowness or pages, like pages loading forever, and may result in business loss. We all hope you guys understood the real importance of performance testing. Every product, okay, every application must go through this process of performance testing, and as a performance testers, it is our responsibility to share our observations and concerns to the client. Okay, that um, how this application will work in real time. Will there be any performance issues? So all these things you need to inform the client upfront. So based on your feedback only, client will discuss with the other teams and decide on what to do, how to improve the performance, okay, and etc. Everyone understand? So our job is to do the performance testing of the applications that we work. So hope you guys understood what is performance testing all about, and why performance testing. I will write a simple point here. So performance testing is all about checking the performance of an application, okay, by applying load. See, I can give you textbook definition, or I have slides. I have the slides in detail explaining about these. But I would like to note down here for now, because it makes it makes us easy to it makes easy to understand. And this definition is a simple definition, not a textbook kind of definition, so that it will be easy to remember. So it's all about checking the performance of an application by applying load. What do you mean by load? Load is nothing but, for now, let's say number of users. I told you the lift or an escalator example, right? In that, when 10 people are on board and press 3, okay, then only we'll be able to find out the exact performance, right? Similarly, if you are doing a performance testing for any software application, then the client will give you the users most of the time. Like client will say, hey, can you test this application for its performance with let's say 500 users? So that is the load. Okay, simply if you're logging in with one user, it is not called as performance testing. So when you test any application with multiple users, right, then only it can be evaluated for its performance. Okay. Now there are many tools in the market like LoadRunner, Jmeter, etc., Gatling or whatever it is, etc. Uh, but LoadRunner and Jmeter have a good amount of share in the market, with these tools being used in many projects. Okay, so LoadRunner is also one of the major performance testing tool, with its usage in many of the organizations, more in finance, insurance, or banking domains, um, because it's a licensed tool. Okay, so licensed tool comes with a lot of security features as well. So, and these banking, insurance, and finance domains, clients, they most of them prefer security, data security, because their data is important for them, right? So they go with these licensed tools. And also LoadRunner is one of the not one of the, it's basically the only tool in the market. It's been there for many years, and it's the only tool in the market which will support many protocols. Okay, like nowadays in the market we have different sort of applications, like some applications developed in Java, some applications developed in .NET, Python, like Pega, Salesforce. So many types of applications are being built, right? So LoadRunner is one tool which can handle, or which can be used for performance testing any sort of applications. Like even you can use it for our warehouse kind of applications also, right? Where it supports a different sort of protocols. Okay, so there are other tools in the market also, but no tool will support as many protocols as LoadRunner for sure. Okay, so that is one key point. So without further delay, so because we understood what is performance testing, right? So we'll try to understand the load runner architecture. Okay, let me open one slide for you. So hope you guys are able to see the slide. um, to understand this architecture, we will begin with understanding few understanding few important points. Let's take one application, which is a banking application or whatever it is. So here,
Is everyone see the schema or something on the screen? Because I see just word architecture, nothing else.
it's just architecture and nothing else, because we are building this architecture diagram based out of some questions. So you just see architecture and one box, displaying application on the bank website text. Okay, so the load runner architecture we will derive based out of some questions. So let's say there is a bank website or a bank application. Now, if I ask you to test this banking application with 500 users, what will you do? Will you bring 500 users, real users, and give them 500 laptops and make them sit at one place and ask them to log in and perform some actions on the banking application so that we can analyze the metrics or issues from the backend? Is it possible? Is it possible for the client to test their
No.
application with 500 users with this kind of approach?
With
Anyone?
100 users, if 100 computers involved, it will be possible. If not, not.
Correct. Correct. So it is not, see, it is not possible to bring 500 real users and give them laptops and make them sit at one place, and ask them to log in and perform some actions so that we can analyze its performance, in the backend. It may not be possible. Even if it is possible, now what if client says, can you test the same application with 1,000 users or 2,000 users? Will you bring 2000 people and give them 2000 laptops and ask them to log in and perform some actions so that we can analyze? No, it doesn't work like that,
No.
right? So for that reason, LoadRunner has a component called load generator. Okay, the load generator is primarily responsible for generating virtual users, and these users will perform similar actions like how a normal user does, like clicking a link or clicking a button or selecting some value from a drop down, something like that. Load generator is also a machine, but a highly configured machine, okay, which will be able to simulate good amount of virtual users. Okay, now how many users each load generator machine can simulate? It depends on various factors like what is the protocol we are using and all that stuff. We'll discuss later on. But as of now, just understand that LoadRunner is a component which is primarily used to generate virtual users for the performance testing. Okay, load generator is also one highly load configured machine. Okay, based on its capacity, based on based on the protocol that we use, so it will be able to generate some amount of users. Okay, so this is the first important component. So because the client said, let's say, test my banking application with 200 users, so we will be able to use this load generator component to simulate those number of users for us. Okay, now what these users will do? These users will perform some actions like uh, clicking a link or clicking a button or something like that. For example, in any banking application, what is the in any banking application, what is the uh, important what is the important uh, what is the important scenario? Let's say transfer money, right? So transfer money is one important scenario for any banking application. Let's say, what is that? Transfer money. So I want to test the performance of transfer money. Okay, let's say my client bank name is ABC Bank. Now I want to test, okay, the performance of transferring the money from one user to another user of ABC Bank. Let's say, generally, what are the steps involved? First, log into the application. Okay, let's say first we'll launch the application, launch the bank application, right? Then log into the bank application, right? Then select or let's say navigate to your account, to savings account, let's say. Okay, navigate to savings account. Then let's say select a beneficiary to whom you want to send the amount. Okay, to whom you want to send the amount, select the beneficiary, enter the amount, and let's say click transfer button and then log out. These are the common steps that we need to execute or perform for transfer money scenario. Yes or no? Right? So if I
Yes.
want to test the transfer money scenario, I need to execute these steps. Okay. So who should execute these steps? Let's say
The user.
the user. Let's say how many users? 200 users. Client is saying you need to test this scenario for 200 users. So what client wants is, client wants to know if 200 users are transferring money from one user to another user, are they facing any performance issues? Okay, are they facing any like issues like page loading forever, page frozen, page not responding kind of issues? Because this is very important scenario. If there is some performance issue with this kind of scenario, it will be a direct impact for the business. Agree? See, if I am transferring money to my friend and it got stuck in between and it is very urgent for my friend to receive the money, right? If it gets stuck in between, then how how problematic, how irritating it will be for both sender and receiver. And they will see once or twice, and if it is happening again and again, they will switch to some other bank. So it's very, very important. Okay, and also they can raise a complaint also with higher authorities, but these are the issues, and my amount got stuck or something like this. So bank needs to take these kind of critical scenarios, okay, very, very important scenarios, and must get the performance testing done. Okay, now 200 users should run these steps. Like every user will launch the application, log in, select the navigate to savings account, select the beneficiary, enter amount and click transfer. All these 200 users will do this. But how will they do? How 200 users will perform these steps? For that, I need, uh, a script basically, which can be executed by all the users. Let's say I will develop a script. Okay, so let's say I will develop a script for this transfer money scenario. Okay, and that script will have steps like launch, login, navigate to savings account, select a beneficiary, enter amount, and all that stuff. Okay, and uh, this script can be executed by all those 200 users. That means 200 users will be performing the same actions, right? So how do you generate that script? To generate that script, we will use something called Vugen. We'll use something called Vugen. Okay, so Vugen is a component which is used to generate the script. Okay, for something like like the steps that we discussed. It is used to generate the script, or it is used to develop the script, or it is used to record the script, or it is used to enhance the script. So Vugen is a very important component which is primarily used to generate the scripts. What type of scripts? The scripts related to the critical scenarios of the business. For example, transfer money. Okay, so as of now, you have the load generator, which is primarily used to generate virtual users. And what those users should do, should execute those critical scenarios to analyze the performance. To execute those critical scenarios, you need to have a script ready so that it can be used by all the virtual users. So that script can be recorded, generated, developed by Vugen. Okay, and then there is another component called controller or performance center. This component is primarily used to configure with how many users you want to run, for how long, for how much time you want to run the performance test. Okay, with how many users you want to test. Okay, how many load generators you want to use. Okay, there are different types of configurations that we can do. Okay, so all these configurations will be done in this component. So this component will assist us in um, you know configuring the entire performance testing scenario. What type of scenario you want? So client will have some requirement, right? So based on that, we will configure or create a scenario in the controller or performance center. And so here what will happen, whatever the scripts that we develop or generate using Vugen, so that script, we will upload it into controller or performance center, and there we can configure the type of test or the type of the pattern of the test, whatever the type of test that we want to run, we can create or configure that scenario in the controller or performance center. Okay, one second, guys. Uh, okay, so whatever the script that we develop in Vugen, so that script will be uploading it into controller or performance center for configuring the actual load test or performance test scenario. Okay, now there is another component called analysis. So when you run a test, you need to analyze the results, right? So when you analyze the results, then only you will be able to inform the client like how the test went, like what went right or what went wrong in the performance test. Or if you want to share your observations or concerns with the client, then you need to analyze the results first, right? So there is a component called analysis, within the load runner. So which is which will help us in understanding or analyzing the results, and it will provide us very clear graphs, metrics, and all that stuff, so that performance tester will be able to analyze the results easily and provide all the observations to clients. So these are the important components of load runner architecture. So load generator will be used to simulate virtual users, and those virtual users need to perform some actions. So those actions script will be developed or generated by Vusion. And once we have those scripts ready, we will upload it into controller or performance center to run it with multiple users for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, like that. And some additional configurations also we can do there. And once we run the test, we have the results ready, and we will be able to analyze using the analysis component. Okay, and also there is a relation between this load generator and controller. We will discuss that in detail in our upcoming sessions. For some reason, this pen is not working as expected. It got I don't know, not sure what happened. So I thought of just drawing a bridge between these two, this load generator and controller. So this two will have a connection bridge kind of thing. So for exchanging data and all that stuff. So we will discuss in detail in our upcoming session. Okay, but all in all, these are the components that we have in the load runner architecture. So any questions in this architecture for you guys? So you have any sort of questions that you need to understand, or you get stuck at some point or one point where you want more clarity, anything like that?
Yes. I know that recording that will be made by Eugen, right? Eugen.
Yeah, correct.
Recording script will be written on some programming language, right?
Uh, Correct.
Yes, and I know that script is it is possible to modify and add some additional functions like if, catch, yeah, no, depends on language.
Correct.
Will we have lesson related to that part?
Uh, yes. So we have multiple sessions related to that, because enhancing a script or developing a script as per the requirements needs some modifications, for which we need to understand the basics of a programming language. So here we have multiple sessions, like I think so for understanding the core concepts of that basics, we have like 4 to 5 sessions, and we use those concepts in relation to the load runner concept. So that means we learn the basics of programming language, and we use those concepts in our load runner scripts for enhancements. So we do have those additional sessions for those. I will just walk through those in our next point in few minutes from now. So when we discuss the course content, I'll just walk through those points in detail.
But language could be different.
Uh, Currently, LoadRunner supports C language and JavaScript. So primarily, we use C language as a base language, since C language is the supporting language for LoadRunner since many years, right? Its introduction. So, and most of the projects are, almost all the projects, they mostly use C language as the supporting language. However, if you are familiar with JavaScript, okay, you can use JavaScript syntax as well. See, the understanding of programming language, concepts of programming languages are common. It's just the syntax will be same between, let's say C and JavaScript. The syntax will be little different. Other than that, the core programming language concepts are almost same. Okay, I mean at least to the extent what we need for this load runner, they are almost same. And I repeat again, we just need some basic concepts of programming language to enhance the scripts. We don't need any advanced concepts as such. Okay, so whatever the concepts we discuss from the programming languages in these sessions, those are more than enough to enhance any sort of script in or any sort of project or any sort of application for any sort of requirement, those concepts are more than enough.
Yes, I understand that we don't have to know the language like in advance, but will you provide us like basic scenarios where we could modify script and why it's
Yes,
needed? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
100%. Yeah, because okay, even though it is not the right time to mention this point, but I'll quickly mention this point and move on to the next, next thing. So the important point here is, of course, not only LoadRunner, any tool, it could be Jmeter or whatever it is. The main important thing that we need to learn is scripting. Okay, so our as a performance tester, our role has multiple tasks. So let's say scripting, or let's say understanding your requirement, scripting the requirements, do the scripting part, execution part, and analysis, so that you can provide your analysis to client. I understand that execution analysis are important. However, from my personal opinion, scripting is even more important than that. Okay, because I have seen many performance testers um, facing issues in the scripting part only, because every application is different and every application might throw you some challenges in terms of scripting or enhancements. So the more you learn scripting, the more easy it will be for you in your projects. Okay, execution anyone can learn. It's not tough or something like that. It's very easy to learn the execution part. Scripting is something which every performance tester will get stuck. If your scripts are ready, if your scripts are stable, okay, then it's easy to execute and provide your analysis. Okay, so in this course as well, okay, based on my past work experience and all that stuff, uh, we will be working or focusing more time on scripting part, and also scripting on multiple applications. It's not just I'll take one application and teach you one or two scenarios scripting and close it. No, we do scripting on multiple applications, multiple scripts. End-to-end scripting is what we are going to learn. Different kinds of scenarios, easy to complex, all types of scenario scripting will be taught in detail.
Ask question by the chat. Do we need to install some LoadRunner versions that is available on market for free, or it's not?
Yeah, okay. I just saw that in the chat. Yeah, just give me a few minutes. We will discuss that, probably at the end in few minutes. Okay. Okay. So hope this LoadRunner architecture, this architecture diagram gave you some insights about different components of the LoadRunner. So let me go back to our notepad. And okay, so as I mentioned, I will be just generating a simple script and replay. So can anyone tell me which component from the architecture is used in this case? Anyone?
Vugen.
Yes. So Vugen is a component which we use for generating the scripts or recording the scripts, right? So what I will do, I will just quickly launch Vugen. So I just typed Vugen, okay, because it's already installed. So I just typed Vugen and launching the Vugen, component. This is just a Vugen component. Okay, whatever I'm launching, this is just a Vugen component, which we primarily use for script generation or script recording or script development. Okay, so this is just a demo session, right? So this is how it will be. We will discuss in detail because we are running out of time. We'll discuss in detail later, but I'll just show you how we can generate a simple script and replay quickly. So here, there are different menu options that we have. We will discuss each of those in detail later on, but I'll quickly go to File, okay, New Script and Solution, okay, and here um, I will uh, Okay, so here I will create one folder with Jan 2026, and let's say this is a demo script. Okay, and this is a protocol that we will be using. We'll discuss these in detail. For now, I'm just selecting the protocol. So I'm going to create one script. The script name is demo, and this is where I'm storing it. So what exactly we are doing now in this script is we have one sample application over here, right? So what I will do, I will launch this application, okay, and I will log into the application and I will log out, and then I will replay and we will find out what exactly the results are and how it's gonna display. Okay, so here this is the Vusion tool default layout. So this is where you see, sorry, 1 second. So this is where you see the script getting generated. Once you record the script that gets generated will be displayed over here. And on the left hand side, you have the solution explorer where you have different options related to the script. Okay, we will discuss all those options in detail in our upcoming sessions. And how do you record the script? There are multiple options again. So you can just use this or click this record icon over here, or you can use the record menu, record option from the menu and initiate the recording. Okay. So for now, let me click on this record icon. Okay. You see the record icon over here. So I will record the flow. What exactly I want to record? I want to record launch, login, and log out of the application. So what is the application that I want to log in, launch, login, and log out? This is a URL. So let's say I can use any of the browser like Firefox, Edge, Chrome, whatever it is. So I just selected Firefox. This is the application that I want to record, or this is the application for which I want to generate the scripts. Okay. So the URL I have provided here, and the other options we'll discuss in detail later. But for now, I just gave the application URL here, and I just selected the application browser, what type of browser I want to use, and I click on start recording. When I click on start recording, what will happen is the Firefox browser should be launched. Okay, the Firefox browser should be launched with the given URL. Okay, I repeat, the Firefox browser should be launched with the given URL. Okay, so you can see the Firefox browser here. So this browser launched automatically. Okay, and it is also redirecting to the URL which I have given. See, so when I clicked on start recording, Mozilla Firefox browser launched with the given URL. At the same time, we also have this movable window, very important window, movable window, and very powerful window. Uh, so this window will give us many options. For example, you see there is a number called number which keeps on increasing. So it's a good sign. So when the number keeps on increasing, it's a good sign that the tool is able to record the application successfully. Okay. So when the number keeps on increasing, it's a good sign that the LoadRunner tool is able to record the application successfully. And you have many options like stop recording, pause recording, cancel recording. Okay, we'll discuss this later on. And you also have comments and checkpoints and different options. So we'll discuss all those things in detail. But for now, just focus on these two. Okay, this is start recording. This is end recording. So currently, end recording, not recording basically, end start transaction and end transaction. Okay, I apologize for that. So we have stop recording, pause recording, cancel recording here. These two are start transaction and end transaction. So what exactly these two options mean is whatever the action that you are going to perform on the application, that action name you need to provide here first. For example, what is the action that we are going to perform now? Anyone? On this particular UI, what is the action that we are going to perform now?
Login.
Login. So first I will click on this start transaction. See here, insert start transaction, and I will give a name called login. Okay. There is a naming convention, but we'll discuss that later. For now, I have just given login. And as soon as I clicked OK, I see this insert end transaction enabled, but don't click it right away. First, you need to perform that action on the UI like this. Jojo and Bean is what I entered and clicked on login button. Now user logged in successfully. Then wait for 5 seconds, few seconds. Okay, once the page loaded successfully, now click on insert end transaction and end the transaction that you started. That is login. Now again, I will click on insert start transaction. What is the next transaction that I'm going to perform?
Logout.
Logout. So I'll give a name logout, and I don't click end transaction right away. Rather, I'll click on the sign off button on the left hand side on the application. And once the user logs out successfully, wait for a few seconds and then click on insert end transaction and end the logout as well. Now you recorded these steps. Launch, login, log off is what you recorded. Now you want to stop recording, you can stop recording. Now once you click on, sorry, sorry, your voice is breaking. Okay, see here, the script is getting recorded now. See, the script is getting recorded. Okay, this is a recording report what you got. We will analyze this in some time, next session or upcoming sessions. So this is where we recorded the script. So we have our script ready. Okay, so you have like good 60-70 lines of code that got generated. Ignore this. This is part of some other concept which I forgot to disable. That's fine. You can think like this is the first request. This is the next one, and this is the third one. So if you see line number 33, what it says, LR underscore start transaction login. Why this line got generated? If you remember a few minutes ago, I inserted a start transaction and I gave login name. So for that, this piece of line generated. If you see line number 52, LR underscore end transaction login. So this piece of code or this line got generated when I ended the login transaction. Okay, when there was a mobile window, I ended the login transaction, right? So this piece of code generated for that. In between start transaction of login and end transaction of login, whatever the code or whatever the request that you have, that is related to the login part. So this request over here is login request. If you see, the username that I entered is Jojo and the password I entered is Bean. So this is a login request. This is the code that got generated when user entered username and password and clicked on login button. So when you click on login button, this is the request that got generated. Okay, if you see line number 56, after login, what is the transaction that we started? Logout. If you see line number 68, it is ending at line number 68, that is logout is ending. In between, whatever the request is there, that is related to logout. That means when user clicked on sign off button on the left hand side menu, this piece of code generated. Okay, so this is a login transaction. This is logout transaction. This is login transaction. And before login, we have one more request. What is this? What is this request related to? Anyone?
Load URL.
A kind of launch the application or launch URL. Okay. So this request is a launch URL or a launch application request, but this request doesn't have any start transaction or end transaction as of now, because this request got generated even before the mobile window appeared. For example, if I click on record icon again, see, when I click on start recording, when I click on the start recording button, this browser launched with this URL. So even before the mobile window appeared, where I need to click on insert start transaction and insert end transaction, this application already launched in the Firefox browser. That's the reason this insert start transaction or insert end transaction were not generated for this launch request. However, however, you can write on your own also like this. For example, you can write like this: LR underscore start underscore transaction. You can write on your own like this. Okay, and you can give a name to it. Let's say launch. So this is the starting of launch, and this is the launch request. Now, where should I write the end transaction for launch? Line number, after line number 31, right? Here I am ending launch transaction like this. Okay. Oops.
Yeah, but this script without any load.
Uh,
I mean, you have not add here like users, huge number of users or unexpected load.
yeah. So the users, the number of users that needs to run, or the number of users who will use this script, we will define in controller. Okay, another component. So this component Vugen, a Vugen is only for script development, script generation. Number of users we will not define here. We are focusing on the script development of a critical scenarios. Okay, so we will see where we can define the users later on, but that's a different component called controller or performance center, right? So this Vugen is just for script development. So now when I replay this script, it will run only with one user, because we don't have any option in this component to define the number of users or to uh, you know generate the number of users. No, this component is only for script development. Okay, so here we have launch transaction, login transaction, and logout transaction. Okay, now if I replay this script, there is a replay button over here. If I replay, it will replay with one user only, and it will run launch, it will run login, it will run log off also. And then it will give you a high level information of what happened. So for example, if you see here, launch, I mean, this script passed, the replay of this script passed, and you see launch took 0.360 seconds, login took 0.22 seconds, logout took 0.14 seconds. So because we are focusing more on the performance aspect, we need to know how much time it is taking to launch the application, how much time it is taking to log into the application, how much time it is taking to log out of the application. Okay, but again, as I said, these numbers are just for one user. If you run with multiple users, these numbers can change. Okay, if you're running the same launch, login, logout with 500 users, who knows, launch might take 5 seconds, or login might take 4 seconds, or logout might take 7 seconds. We don't know, right? So we will get to know only when you upload this script to controller and run it from there with multiple users. Okay, all in all, we just worked on a component called Vugen to simply generate a script and replay it. I did not make any enhancements. I did not do any changes as such. So we will learn all of those later on and implement in our scripting part. Okay, so with this, hope you understood at least to some extent how this component is working and what is the process to simply generate the script so that we can make the enhancements later on, right? So hope you got a good clarity on how the Vuegen works basically, right? So any questions before I move to the course content?
Which version to use and how we can install that?
Yeah, our team will guide you on that. Basically, in after 3 to 4 sessions, our team will work with you guys and see how we can work with how we can get the trial version installed and for practice purpose and all. So our team will take care of it. So I will give you more information on that in the next session.
Okay.
So you don't need to worry about the tool or installation or something like that. So our team will look into that and assist you guys. No worries about it. Okay.
So we
Yeah.
will install it together on some lesson.
Yeah. In one of the session, we will see how to do that, and all of the team members can follow the same steps in the session itself, or if you just note down the steps and if you want to install it later on, that is also fine. But that's not a big deal. Everyone will be able to install and get it ready before our practical sessions for sure.
What is the maximum load for trial version?
Maximum load for trial version would be 50 users.
Okay. Uh, I probably know more than just basic stuff about LoadRunner, but is it possible to check load performance for API?
Yes, let me just go through this course content, and I'm sure a lot of your questions will be addressed. If not, we can discuss in detail in few minutes from now. Yep. So this course content, I'm just sharing the slides. So these slides um, here, hope you guys are able to see the slide which says LoadRunner Basic to Advanced course content. So as I said, the participants in every batch. So I have been teaching this tool for many years now. So my common observations from all the batches is participants will be coming from non-IT as well, and some participants will be there from IT as well. So this course is specifically designed in such a way that even if they are coming from non-IT, or without any prior coding knowledge or whatever it is, programming knowledge or any knowledge related to IT also, they should be able to gain a lot of knowledge out of this, and they should be ready for accepting new work assignments related to performance testing for sure. Okay. So the course begins with discussing about the introduction to performance testing and what is its life cycle, and generally what are the different phases of performance testing where a performance tester would work, right? So once you are assigned to some project, what exactly a performance tester should do, where to start, that is important. You are assigned to some project, you need to start somewhere, right? That is important. So a performance tester is responsible to work in all the phases of its life cycle. So we will discuss in detail about its life cycle, what to do, proof of concept, non-function, how to understand the requirement, how to plan your work, performance testing work, because you have to do scripting, execution, analysis, everything you need to do, right? So how to plan everything accordingly, and and there is something called workload modeling, which is very important. We'll discuss that again. We have separate sessions for that, and also we'll discuss about load runner components, installation, what are the features of the Vuegen tool, and we'll also discuss about the best scripting practices. Okay. And we also discuss about something called runtime settings, very important in replaying the scripts. Okay. And we also discuss about how many ways are there to record the scripts, what if you're unable to record the script, what is HTML versus URL based recording, how do you add transactions, what are sub transactions. Okay. All of these. And also there is something called checkpoints. So these checkpoints are very important in um, you know uh, very important in finding out if a particular transaction is passed or failed. For example, you click a link on the page and then you navigate to some other page, right? What is the guarantee that you're navigating to the correct page? You click a link, it should go to some other page. What is the guarantee that it is going to the correct page? So checkpoints will take care of it. Checkpoints will ensure that the pages are getting redirected correctly. If not, it will mark it as a fail and we need to verify it later. Okay, and the point number 9, again very important. Some of them or most of them will ask these questions in every demo. That yes, sir mentioned that we need to have minimum basic knowledge of coding. How much of coding is required? Is so can we able to learn it from basics? Some of them might be from non-IT, as I mentioned. So to develop the scripting part or to make enhancements for the scripts, you need to know the basics of programming language. Okay, so to learn that, we will have multiple sessions, like 4 to 5 sessions on, or 3 to 3, 4, 5, any of these number of sessions on discussing the basic understanding of variables, if conditional statements, data types, loops, and all. Okay, so very, very important. So by learning these concepts, we will merge or use these concepts in our with our LoadRunner concepts to make it an end-to-end script. Okay, so we have like multiple sessions on discussing the basics of the programming language, C language. If you want, I can take the same basics. I can teach you the same basics, in JavaScript as well. Okay, but primarily we are going with C language because the support of C language for this tool is there since many years, right from its introduction. So for every problem or challenge that you face, okay, with C language as support, there are solutions for everything. Okay, because it's there for many years, right? So since JavaScript was newly or recently added to this tool as a supporting language, okay, you might have some problem statements for which you don't see answers everywhere, but it should not be a problem with the AI and chat, these other platforms coming into picture. Every problem will have some solution for sure directly. So if you are interested in learning the basics of JavaScript, I can teach you that as well. Additional
Yeah.
addition to C language. Okay, so I am okay with that as well. But primarily we will go with C language first, because that's the basic language which most of the projects are still following. And also we need to follow some uniformity in the projects. For example, you are a 5 members team. In your project there are 5 members, all 5 members are performance testers. um, Now you are developing your scripts in C language. Okay, and your colleague is developing scripts in JavaScript. Now if your colleague is going on a vacation for 1 month and you need to take over that, and if those scripts fail, then it will be time consuming for you to debug those scripts, because it's of a different language which you are not working on, right? So that's the reason all the projects basically will follow some uniformity in the languages that we use as a supporting language. Okay, if all the team members are mostly going with C language, they will go. And one more important point, there are some protocols like Java vUser protocol which we use. Okay, maybe to connect to database or something like that, we can specifically use. That's a different strategy. But then with web HTTP HTML protocol, which is a primary protocol, we use C language as a primary supporting language. Okay, as I mentioned, I will also teach JavaScript basics for you if you're interested. That is not a major problem at all. So we will learn these basics, and these concepts will be used or merged with LoadRunner concepts to make it an end-to-end script. So these are some additional functions that we need to learn, which are important for enhancing the scripts. And we also learn some other concepts like how do you write data to some file, how do you read data from some file, because let's say I have some data in the file and I need to read it, or I want to write all the data in the file, right? You need to learn that, right? So we will learn that concepts as well. And also from interview perspective or from real-time perspective, I'll be teaching you all the real-time challenges in scripting. Okay, basically it will be very important for you in the interviews. They will ask you this question: hey, You have mentioned like 3 years of experience in LoadRunner, right? So in your recent projects, whatever you worked, can you tell me what are the challenges that you faced? So these kind of real questions you might get in interviews. So we will discuss those questions with practical, examples in our classes. Okay. And there is a concept called correlation, which is very, very important. We will discuss, we'll try to understand this concept in 3 to 4 sessions. So this concept is very common. This is there in Jmeter as well. I mean, most of these concepts are there in Jmeter and other tools as well, but implementation will be different. But this is very, very important concept. Okay. And we have parameterization concept. Basically, we deal with huge number of users, right? And when you're dealing with huge number of users, you need to have lot of amount of data, right? Sometimes you need to have huge amount of data for the load performance testing. So how do you handle data? What is parameterization? Who will create data? How do we create data? All these things we'll discuss as part of parameterization. So till here, your scripting part will be mostly completed. Okay. And then when it comes to controller, we will design the scenarios here. What type of scenario we want? What type of test we want? Because in performance testing, we have different types like load testing, stress testing, endurance testing, scalability testing, volume testing, right? Failover testing, those kind of scenarios are there. So how do you design all these types of scenarios? Okay, with how many users you want to configure, what are the load generators, what are the runtime settings, all these things we will learn in as part of the controller here. Okay, and then coming to analysis, as I mentioned, this is one of the best analysis tool which will provide you various graphs and various metrics based on which you can actually inform the client about what went right and what went wrong. So we will learn all the analysis parts as well. Okay, and then uh, after analyzing the results, the role of performance tester is to provide detailed observations and concerns to the client, right? So we will have a separate session where I will draft an email with all the observations and concerns to client, okay, with all the important metrics, right? By looking at that email, client will understand what went right and what went wrong clearly. Okay, and we will do scripting on multiple applications. Okay, and also we will have multiple sessions on interview question and answers. Okay, for example, in the previous batch we had around 4 to 5 sessions for interview question and answers itself. Okay, so imagine if you are discussing interview question and answers for 4 to 5 hours, imagine how much amount of knowledge you will gain for the interviews, right? So that is one important aspect from our course perspective. And apart from all of these, there are some bonus topics that we will cover, which are outside of LoadRunner. Okay. So these are common for every performance testing. So every performance tester needs to know these concepts for sure for interview purpose and for day-to-day work purpose. So for example, this first one, when you are unable to record the script, what will you do? So we will use fiddler and har file scripting. That's actually part of LoadRunner, but that's fine. So from second point, if you see, we are learning APM tools as well. APM means application monitoring tools. So these tools will be primarily used to monitor these servers. So how the application servers are behaving, okay, how the database servers are behaving. Like we will use these tools to monitor the application continuously. Okay, so there are various tools in the market like AppDynamics, Dynatrace, Datadog, etc. So AppDynamics and Dynatrace are most widely used. And if you go and do a search in Google or whatever it is, you will see, definitely see Dynatrace is the mostly used, uh, APM tool in the market. So we will have one live session of Dynatrace where I will run a load test, and at the same time we will use Dynatrace tool to monitor the results metrics. As a performance tester, we need to know how the application is behaving so that we can inform the client. So we will use these APM tools like Dynatrace in our live session to analyze the metrics. Okay, AppDynamics I may take a live session or I may not take a live session. If I am not able to take a live session due to tool conflicts, I will give you a recorded session for AppDynamics. However, Dynatrace, I will take a live session. Okay. Also, apart from web protocol, basically we have web applications, right? So we have every application like HTTPS, so and so, so and so. All these are web applications, right? Apart from these web applications, we will also learn how to do scripting on web services, APIs, because not everything is UI, right? We will learn how to do scripting on web services. Okay. And we will also learn different protocols like true client. Okay. Web services protocol. Okay. So these protocols are, additional topics which we will learn. And also we will learn what is heap dumps and what is thread dumps for sure, because this is very, very important for interview. Definitely they will ask you these questions for interview. So we have a separate sessions for these. And also we will discuss about load balancer algorithms, garbage collection mechanism. Okay. Very, very important. These are all mostly part of performance engineering, advanced level, but I want my participants to have some amount of knowledge on these concepts to attend interviews. That's the reason I'm adding these as a bonus topics, and we will try to discuss in detail as well. Okay, and I will give you a recorded session on how to connect it to database through LoadRunner as well. So I will take a live session. Else I will give you a recorded session for this as well. How do you connect to database through LoadRunner? Okay, how do you run database SQL queries using LoadRunner? Okay, and how do you find database bottlenecks using AWR report? I will give you some recorded session, or I'll try to take a live session as well. That is fine. So point number 3, point number 8, point number 9. These will be mostly recorded sessions. If we have time and bandwidth, we will go for live sessions for these as well. Okay, and sessions of web services will be live. Okay, at the same time, recorded sessions will also be given, but I will also take live sessions for these. Okay, so and also we will for this batch we will again start this concept of Jenkins, where I will tell you why CI/CD is important in performance testing in the recent past, what exactly is happening in that space. Can we trigger any performance testing scenarios, or can we trigger any load test scenario with Jenkins? So we can discuss that as well in this course. So any questions now?
Hi.
Anyone else? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
Sorry,
this
sorry.
performance testing is moved into AI in current situation?
Uh, Not much, but
Mm.
we will try to explore some inputs or plugins if possible.
Okay.
I will provide you the information.
Okay,
But
but
it
the
is
market is
mostly, yeah. But mostly it is going towards CI/CD,
okay.
wherein these load tests are also triggered using automatic builds. So like if you know, some automation test suites are run after every deployment, right, automatically. Similarly, these load tests are also getting triggered automatically after every important deployment. So we will try to understand that in why performance testing in CI/CD space now. So that part we will discuss, and we'll also see how to trigger a load runner scenario using Jenkins in our local system. Okay, and as you mentioned, so whatever the additional AI in part is coming up with the load runner, we'll try to discuss at the end of the course. I'll try to get our as many as much as input as I can with different AI plugins with load runner. So we will discuss on that as well.
Okay.
From tomorrow only. I mean, I have a question in the chat that when is the first lecture for this group? So mostly it will be from tomorrow only, same time.
How to pay for that?
Uh,
Any option?
I will give you. Uh, um, can you ping your email ID or something like that, so that
Yeah,
I will ask my team to reach out to you.
yeah.
They will send you an email with the detailed steps. or
Okay.
you can. Are you part of the WhatsApp group that is created? Are you part of
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Okay. Um, uh, I will 1 second. Let me. Okay, 1 second. Okay, yeah, I just saw the text, so I will guide you on how to work with the team to get the payment done. Yeah, I'll guide you on the WhatsApp. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Any is it going to be the same time? Yeah, same timings, Veda. So the session will be same time, Monday to Friday, um, 8 a.m. IST, that is the Indian Standard Time, and it will be 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, EST, for the participants attending from the US. If there are any other time zones, the team will let you know. But please try to convert the time zones that I mentioned according to your local time. That will make your job easy. Yeah.
Yeah, Kaushik, I have one doubt. So apart from this web course, which you showed, like you said, some applications you are going to test. So,
Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry. Your voice is not clear. Can you
like,
please be a bit louder, or you can just ping in the chat. That is also fine.
okay, is it audible now?
To some extent, I'll give a try. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm saying that you said that we will be going to do practice on some applications. So will it be like e-commerce, banking, or only like web tools only?
No, no,
Only
it's not. It's not web tours. We will practice on different applications, like multiple applications. So we have our own e-wallet, e-wallet kind of application, which is developed for practicing the complex scenarios of scripting. So that is our own
So
e-wallet
actually,
system.
I was looking for like functionality, like complicated like file upload.
Yes, yes,
Like if you know that there are some enterprise applications. So
yes.
I have seen like mostly sometimes like snapshot view doesn't record the screens, and sometimes due to some JavaScript or encryption you don't get responses. So how to do checkpoints for that, like those kind of scenarios also.
Uh, yes. So whatever the scripting that we learn, right? It is very very advanced scripting that we are going to learn, and the applications that we practice, right? Let's take our own application called Isha Training Solutions.com. So these applications are designed to practice basic to advanced scenarios of any application. So we have different scenarios that you mentioned, like we have the tokens, different tokens getting generated. We have the file upload scenario also. We have the different tables up. We have different tables. We have pagination concepts. All the all the concepts that we generally see in any kind of applications. All the scenarios are mostly covered in this application. So this application is specifically created, okay, by the Asia Training Solutions, just to make sure that we are practicing the most advanced scenarios as well. Okay, so I can assure you that once you practice these scenarios, you will be able to do any sort of scripting in any sort of application. I can assure you on that.
Okay, because I have observed like I have a bit of experience in like web applications. So like sometimes what happens that in snapshot view, we don't get that image of the page. And sometimes due to some
Mm,
banking application encryption, I think the responses are also not there
we
in output log like that. So
Correct. For our application also we don't get, but still we do end-to-end scripting, right? So even the application which I mentioned, even we don't get the snapshot for that, but we do. So that's the reason I mentioned this application is specifically developed for the participants to learn the most advanced scripting. We will learn different errors like 401. When how do we get 401? So what is the pagination concepts, file upload scenarios, tokens, everything we will learn in that application. Even we don't get snapshot also. We don't rely on page views also. We don't get page view also, but still we will be able to implement all the concepts like checkpoints, whatever it is. End-to-end scripting is what we will do. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So
And like you said, performance center, like will we actually simulate the user load or only we'll do that Vusion scripting only here?
no, we will simulate the user load, and when we
Okay.
simulate the user load, we actually use the Dynatrace tool also. Parallelly, we will monitor the metrics from that tool also in live.
Okay.
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 And also, I want to mention one more point. Um, there is another version of LoadRunner in the market, right? We all know that is LRE. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. LoadRunner
So,
Demo.
yeah. So, along with this course, you will get recorded sessions of the LRE. That means earlier we had a course for this LREs separately, where like around 10, more than 10 sessions for sure. So all those sessions are specifically designed for the performance tester to, to practice the end-to-end real work. That means when a performance tester gets any work, a new work assignment, how they should start the work by understanding the requirements, workload model, execution, analysis, everything. So those are like good sessions recorded for you specifically with respect to LRE. In our course, we will be covering the controller, but I will give you, the team will give you the recorded sessions of LRE as well. Okay, the complete recorded sessions of LRE. So whatever we are learning in controller, same thing we will be doing it in LRE also, but it's a just for LR execution purpose only, not for scripting and all. Just for execution purpose, whatever we are doing in controller, same thing we'll do in LRE, SaaS version, browser version as well. So that part we will be giving you recorded sessions as well. Like it will be more than 10 to 12, 10 sessions for sure. It's an end-to-end course kind of thing. Okay, lot of good sessions are there in that, so you can just go through those sessions as well. So you will have like, you will end up having like around 35 to 40 live sessions, and then you get like around 10 to 20, not exact number, but 10 to 20 recorded sessions for sure. So learning everything from end to end, what a performance tester needs is part of this course. That is for sure.
Okay, thank you, Ketan.
Mahira, yeah, Mahira, it is like 35 to 40 live sessions plus the recorded sessions which I mentioned.
Thank you.
And all the sessions will be recorded on day-to-day basis. And let's say session is completed around 9 a.m. IST, you will get the recorded session by 12 p.m. by noon time. Okay, in very few hours you will get the recorded session, and you will be able to go through that recorded session, whenever you want in future. It will be with you.
Like where will we get the recorded session? Like in the portal. Okay, we'll get some access login something.
Yeah. I think you will. I think they will share you private sessions on in the YouTube. So once you give them your some Gmail, so they will give you access to those recorded sessions in the Gmail. So what you need to do is you just need to log into YouTube with the Gmail that you provided. If you go to playlist, if you click on the playlist on the left hand side, you will see all the recorded sessions there.
Okay, those were actually hidden from the public view. Okay, okay.
Correct.
Hidden videos.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Yes, Chaitanya, whatever the materials that we discuss, what are the slides that I have, or whatever the running notes that we have day-to-day basis, all those will be shared. And also, I will be sharing the interview questionnaire document. Okay. So, so basically, I just prepared some document, a question and answer kind of document for you to just go through before interview sessions. So I will share you that document as well. Okay, so that is there. It contains of good amount of questions, question and answer, question and answer. So I'll share you that document as well. Not sure why it is not opening now, but I'll show you that document in tomorrow's session first thing. So it contains all the list of interview questions that you might get in the interviews, question and answer, including practical questions and answers. So we will go through that document tomorrow for sure. Yeah. Yes, you will have some practical tasks to do, especially more on the scripting side. So where you should be able to do some some tasks as a work assignment. Okay. So any other questions?
So like we will have a trial version for the LoadRunner tool which we are going to use for practice. So
Yes. Yes. Correct.
will there be any trial version for LRE as well once
Uh,
we get the current session?
no. As of now, no. Because it's a different thing. So as of now, it is not enabled. But I will check. I'll check once again. But as of now, no.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's wind up here. If you have any further questions, right, related to the course or course content or whatever it is, please do reach out to me on WhatsApp. I already pinged, in all the groups. So you can save my number. You can reach out to me anytime. You can call me anytime. So, so looking forward to, to meet you guys in our upcoming sessions as well. So thank you once again, everyone, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
About 1 second, about tomorrow's lesson, will you send us to the group another link, or we will connect from the same link all the time?
Mostly it will be the same link. But if there is any change in the link, the admin team will let you know. They will share the new link in the WhatsApp groups. So you should be getting a new link if there is any change. Otherwise, it will be a same link.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you so much and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.